Hello fellow YouTubers, Trouble8385 here with a games pickup video. Now, this week it was actually unplanned to have any pickups because we originally, thought and agreed, hey, this week, not going to go to any garage sales, not going to get anything. We got so much last week, had a lot of games to play. But this is the highest season of garage sales where you find a lot of great deals. So, at least in my area, you can. But anyway, so we made that agreement, and then on Friday after I get off work, my wife calls and goes, hey, do you have a green N64? And I go, no. And she asks a couple other questions, and I go, where are you at? She goes, where do you think I am? I go, I'm thinking, you're at the pawn shop, aren't you? The one that's down the road from us. And she goes, yeah. Because we know the manager really well, and he actually gives me good deals actually when I go in there all the time. But he doesn't understand why I buy the old games. He doesn't. He thinks, why don't you buy the new ones? Why do you need to buy the old ones? But anyway, so I go in there and I did pick up some games. But the first thing my wife showed me when I walked in the door was a Super Nintendo Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. It was for 20 bucks. And she goes, I think this has been painted. It's not real because it was gold. And sure enough, if you looked at it closely, which it did, there were spotches where they didn't paint it all the way. And you could tell it was originally gray and they had painted it gold. And so I didn't get it. But here's what I did get. Because I had mentioned on my Twitter that I was really seriously thinking about playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2 because I love those games and I love like theme park. And they had this for only 95 cents, and that was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum Edition, which comes with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the expansion pack Soaked, and the expansion pack Wild. And so I picked that up. A game I mentioned on my Twitter account that I saw last time I went in there but didn't pick up, but they still had it, and it was boxed and complete, and it was Double Dragon for the Sega Master System. Which, let me open up here. It is complete. Now they did have Fantasy Zone, but it had the little code cut out of the back, and I never played Fantasy Zone and wasn't going to play the Master System games that don't have a converter, so I didn't pick that up. And I picked up this PlayStation 2 game solely because my wife and me will play this game together like we did all the others, and that's Gauntlet, and it's Gauntlet 7 Sorrows. So pretty soon we're both going to start playing this together and play all the way through it like we did the others to see what it's like. And because I like military strategy games, kind of like Koei's old Nagabu's Ambition, the Romance of Three Kingdoms, for the Nintendo GameCube, Odama strategy war game. It's really cool. And then I got 3 NES games. Tecmo NBA Basketball, which I do not know why I like the older sport games more than I like the newer ones, but I just do. And then Sunsoft's Batman the video game. You know what? I know people rip on movie video games today, but this is a really good game. I remember me and my best friend playing through this game. Great game. And then Ikari Warriors. I owned Ikari Warriors 1 and 3 originally on my NES, and I used to play this game all the time. Games like this and Commando and Contra, I used to love those games. But I never actually beat this game. So that's what I got at the pawn shop. Now I'm going to tell you a quick funny story that was happening there as we were getting ready to leave on Friday. So this guy who works at Gamestop walks in the pawn shop, and he goes up to pawn a brand new 3DS. And the manager there was talking, and he said he could not take no less than 170. So they said okay, they paid him 170, he left. And my wife asked to look at it. The manager let her because we know him really well. And she said, how much do you want? And she goes, well, you guys are in it all the time, you could have for 175. But even then, we thought about it, it's still a lot of money, so we didn't get it because there's just not enough games for me to actually justify buying the system for me to play yet. And it seems to be, I've seen some on Craigslist. I guess a lot of people just aren't happy with it. I guess they're not expecting what the 3DS is supposed to be, the 3D is supposed to be, and what they're actually getting. But anyway, so this leads into Friday night. We went to GameStop that night, ironically, and we paid down more on my Duke Nukem Forever, and then we put down on, was it Lotus of Record of Lotus Zero, I believe that is. It comes out for the PS3. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's an RPG. The PS3 and the Xbox 360, I believe, in July. And I got the PS3 version. Was it Premium Edition or Limited Edition? put down on that because I prefer to play RPGs on that system. So while my wife was up there, she just said to go up there and pay for that. She also went and asked about the Duke Nukem Forever stuff. She had put her name on to get for us the posters, and they couldn't find them. So clearly somebody there at GameStop, clearly either they wanted or their friend wanted it, so they gave it away. No big deal because it's free. There's nothing, you can't complain about something that's free. But the lady was upset, so she did give us a different poster, which is really cool in itself, and that is, of course, Portal 2. Which is ironically funny because I got Half-Life 2 for Christmas for the PC a couple years ago, and it has Portal 1 on it, and I played a little bit, but I've never actually played through the game. So I guess at some point I should sit down and play through to see the reason why everybody loves Portal so much. So anyway, my wife went to some garage sale Saturday. She doesn't call me because she said, I'm going to go garage sales. I'll call you Saturday at work if I find anything. And she didn't call me, so I was like, she must have not have found anything. So I get off work on Saturday, and as I'm getting off work, I get a phone call. And she's like, what time are you going to be off? I said, well, I'm leaving now. She goes, good. We have to be somewhere at 3 o'clock, and this is for you. And the reason why I tell the 3DS story is because I was like, okay, well, maybe we're going to pick up the 3DS. Maybe she wants it, even though there wasn't no games for it if we bought it, and there really isn't a lot out there yet. So I get home, we leave, and we pull up to this garage sale, which my wife said she had gone to earlier that day, and she had talked to the guys, and she had told me the story that it was a father and son garage sale, and that these two men last fall had closed down their video game store, which was several towns over from us, and there was a bunch of video games there. There were 7 boxes of video games for sale in this garage sale, and this garage sale had gone a whole from 8 to 4 the day before, and then that whole day, and I got there about a half hour before they're going to close the garage sale for that day. And they had games for $1, $2, $3, $5, $10, and $20 for all kinds of systems. And so me and my wife picked up a bunch of games here. For the PS1, I picked up Sports Car GT, as my voice level goes up. Star Trek Invasion. I've never played it. I do like Star Trek games. But when I saw this game, I could care less what the price tag on this game was. I absolutely love this game. I have it on the PC, but I don't have it on the PlayStation 1. For $5, I picked up Wing Commander 3. Was it Heart of the Tiger? Now I'm going to tell you a story about this game, ironically. The first time I ever saw this game was at my cousin's house. The game had just come out. I didn't know anything about Wing Commander. I go to his house, I sit down, I watch him just finish Wing Commander 2. It was the first time I ever seen a Wing Commander game. And he's such a hurry. I go, why are you in such a hurry to finish this game? He goes, because I want to play the third one. He goes, you got to see this game. And so he put it in, and he installed it and everything, and he played it, and I was blown away with Commander 3. I mean, besides, Mark Hamill was in it, and Biff from Back to the Future, and John Rhys Davies, Malcolm McDowell, just unbelievable game. And so my parents actually had to, make me leave because I didn't want to leave. I just want to watch that game be played. And I picked that game up shortly after, and I beat that game several times after. I just loved that game. And I played Wing Commander 4 on the PlayStation 1. It's a shame that they ended the series, because I love this. I would love to see a style like this, like real life people and computer graphics today. It'd probably look amazing. But just a great game. I love this game. And don't be surprised if this is on my next weekend to play, because I really want to play through that game again. Next up, I picked up Power Slave, which isn't the greatest game in the world. It really isn't. But it's not a bad game. And then Soviet Strike, of course, one of the many EA Attack Helicopter series games back in the day. This whole series of Strike they had back then. And for the PlayStation 2, I picked up Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter, which I've never played before. Dragon Ball Z Budokai, because I don't own the first one. I never heard of this racer before. DT Racer. Because I love pinball, Pinball Hall of Fame. Was it the Gottlieb collection? And Neo Contra. I have never played Neo Contra, though I love the Contra series, so it's really cool. Get this and sit down. I can't wait to sit down and play through that game. So my wife got a bunch of DS games there. And she had told me that actually that morning they had an entire box full of DS games, and by the time we got there, there were only a couple left. My wife had bought stuff earlier that day, but she did not show it to me till that night. One of them was this t-shirt, a Halo 3 t-shirt. Now, this is when I suggested to her when I saw it, she might want this again, which reminds me a lot of Hotel Dusk, and we both like that game a lot. An interactive crime novel. She picked this one up earlier in the day. Steel Princess by Atlas. Looks like a really cool, anime game. Puzzle Kingdoms. This one she picked up for me. Jagged Alliance, which is a strategy role-playing action game, is the way they describe it. Sudoku Ball Detective, which of course Sudoku. And then Away Shuffle Dungeon. And I did pick up one PS3 game, Soul Calibur 4. The only Soul Calibur I've ever actually played any of was a little bit in the arcade, and that was Soul Calibur 2. So I'll have to actually sit down and play this game, since I know they just announced Soul Calibur 5. Now, I did pick up 360 games while I was there, but I actually forgot this PlayStation 2 game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I love the good old Turtles. I've always liked the games. But here are the 360 games I picked. The first one I picked up because I just loved the cover, the case of it, and that was the original Viva Pinata. It's really cool if you open up, the case here. And this is what the actual game is inside. And I just bought it for the case, but it's really cool that it also has a bonus disc inside. So that's really cool. I have actually the game, the other Viva Pinata game on the 360, the one after this. So I will sit down and play it someday. So that's really cool. So next game I picked up for only $5 is Nier. I was interested in this game. I know a lot of people tell me it's really good. So now that I got it, I can sit down and actually play through it. And I picked up Chrome Hounds for $3. Good old mech game. Now this game for $3 I picked up entirely my nephew's fault, because at my 9-year-old nephew's birthday last year, they were playing this game, The Incredible Hulk. It was just cool to see them running around in an open world environment. They didn't care about the missions. They were just destroying stuff and jumping around. So that's really cool. And then for $3 I got Rainbow Six Vegas 2 Limited Edition. And for good old hack and slash, Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. And then for $3, The Saboteur. Now, I've heard mixed reviews and people talk about this game, but I figured for $3, if I don't really care for it, no big deal. So next up, I did get one 360 game. My wife actually picked this one up the first time she went there, because she knows I love Crazy Taxi. And for the Xbox, she got Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller. That is really cool. And then we got a bunch of PSP games. Sid Meier's Pirates. My wife loves pirate games, so she picked this one up. Which I don't know what platform this game hasn't been ported over to at this point. But really cool. She also picked up for herself Loco Roco. And for me, she picked up Midway Arcade Treasures Extended Play. Good old, I get it in the middle here so you can see it, because these don't have cases. Robots. Spider-Man 3. Keep my voice from going up, huh? And then these are DS games. They're all three of these are Atlas games. Deep Labyrinth. I don't know what type of games they are, but Summon Night Twin Age. And then the last one was Rondo of Swords. And the last two things we got there. My wife went, I said she picked up this shirt, which is a Halo 3 shirt, and then she also got me a Legend of Zelda shirt, which is really cool to get more video game shirts. But the last thing I got there was 3 of these. They were only 25 cents. They're just little storage things that I got plenty of games or stuff to store in here, so that was really cool to pick those up. So again, I was just blown away. I did not expect to get 41 games this weekend. So we've agreed, we'll see how long this lasts, that we're not getting any more games until after Duke Nukem comes out. That's the next game I have reserved at GameStop. So after Duke Nukem Forever comes out, then that's when we plan on getting more games at least. And by the way, I must thank my wife, because she found these games. She found this garage sale and this stuff, and she likes when I say that, so it's really cool that she did that. She didn't have to. So guys, that's all my pickups. So till next video.